morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well.
So today we are going to see, children, what is rusting. The eating away of iron is known as rusting. That means, children, when iron will get covered with a brown covering on it, and this brown powdery covering will make the iron become so weak that it can easily be broken with our hands, then that process is known as rusting. You know, children, iron is supposed to be such a strong metal that all the vehicles, all the big machines in the industries, in the factories and all, they are all made up of iron because it has a lot of strength, and as well as that, it is also cheap in the market. It is easily available in the market. But if it gets rusted, children, then that iron that is supposed to be so strong will lose all its tensile strength. It will become so weak that just by your hands you can easily break it into pieces. So that is known as rusting. This process is known as rusting. That is why it is said eating away of iron. When iron is exposed to moist air, that means it needs two things for rusting, children. One is air. Basically in air it needs oxygen, and second thing is it needs moisture. So it is written moist air. Its surface rapidly gets covered with a layer of reddish brown powder, and this powder is known as rust. This coating is loose, powdery, and it is known as rust. In Hindi you call it as jung lag jana, right? You must have seen some iron objects in your home, like the bodies of the cooler and all. If they are not painted properly, children, then they get rusted after one season. Okay, next we are going to see a activity which is given over here to study the conditions that are required for rusting. Now let's see what is given, children. This is a beaker that has been... Let's see an activity, children, which states that what are the conditions that are required for rusting. Now let's see. We need to take a conical flask like this, children, and in that conical flask some iron nails are put, and along with that, children, there is nothing else put inside the conical flask. It is just the mouth of the conical flask has a stopper over here. That means it will not let any more air come inside it. So only air is present. Okay, let's see the second conical flask, children. Again, the iron nails are there, but then some water is also put over here. And on top of water, some little bit of oil is put. Now this oil, what will it do? It will not mix with water, but it will form a layer above the surface of water over here. Again, the mouth of this conical flask is closed with a stopper, children. It will not allow more air to come in. And then this layer of oil will not let, children, will not let the air over here mix into the water. Okay. And the iron nails are put over here. So only water is present, right? Let's see the third condition. What is given in the third condition, children? In the third condition, again, we have a conical flask where the iron nails are there, water is there, and the stopper is not there to close the mouth of the conical flask. That means the air is allowed to come in and it is mixing with water. Now after few days, when you will see that the iron nails will not rust in the first one, they will not rust in the second one, but they will rust in the third one. That means in this one. Why? Because the iron nails are getting air also, and they are getting water also. So both air and water, they are getting all the iron nails. So rusting will be seen in this third case only. This shows, children, that rusting requires two things. One is air, basically oxygen in the air, and second is water. Next we are going to see the next heading, children, that is air pollution. That means air pollution basically means, children, when we dirty the air due to the various pollutants that are mixed into the air. Pollutants means the dirty substances that are mixed into the air, and they cause the dirtying of the air or making the air unfit for us is known as air pollution. With the growing population, the smoke and other harmful products that are released into the atmosphere have increased right? So slowly and slowly, because the population is increasing, the harmful products that are released into the atmosphere are also increasing. Why? Because now more people are living, more number of vehicles are running on the roads, more number of factories are there. So all these are releasing a lot of smoke and harmful gases into the atmosphere. These harmful substances are known as pollutants. All these smoke, the dust, and all the dirty gases that are being released, harmful gases that are being released, these are all known as pollutants. They all will cause air pollution, which is one of the major problems that the world is facing. Why? Because this air pollution makes the people become sick, makes so many diseases are caused due to the dirty air that we inhale. Let's see what are the different causes of air pollution, children. First, air pollution is largely caused due to the burning of the fuels. Any kind of a fuel that is burning, children, whether it is burning in our homes, whether it is burning in the factories, whether it is burning on the road, any kind of fuel that is burning will cause air pollution, which releases harmful gases during burning. So if we are burning these fuels and we are not taking necessary precautions, children, then it will cause air pollution. Increase in the number of factories and industries also increases the level of the air pollution. Now, because as the population is increasing, children, so the number of factories and the industries also have to increase, so that they provide all the things that are required by the growing population. So the industries and the factories, they cause a lot of air pollution because of the dirty gases that come out of their chimneys. Cutting down of trees has increased the level of carbon dioxide, resulting in global warming. We know, children, in bio we have learned that plants are the ones that absorb the carbon dioxide from the air and they use it for the process of photosynthesis. And as a result of photosynthesis, they give us oxygen. But if we will cut down the trees, then what will happen? The level of carbon dioxide will start increasing. And if the level of carbon dioxide will start increasing, it will cause global warming. That means it will cause the warming. It will cause the increase of the temperature of our planet. That means the temperature of a planet will start increasing so much that it might melt the glaciers that are there at the North Pole and the South Pole. What are the remedial measures for it? That means what can we do? Nowadays it is very important to fight the air pollution, since the number of respiratory diseases have increased. Respiratory diseases means, children, the diseases that are caused due to the infection or some problem in the respiratory system. Headache, nausea, vomiting, dizziness. Headache, you know, children. Vomiting, you know. Dizziness means when you feel lightheaded and you feel that you are going to faint. So that is a kind of a problem, right? Are further associated with air pollution. Some remedial measures which can be taken are plant more and more trees, because trees will reduce the amount of carbon dioxide by absorbing it for photosynthesis. Right now I told you, children, that plants are the ones that are going to absorb the carbon dioxide. They use it for photosynthesis, and after photosynthesis, what do we get back in return? We get oxygen, which is useful for us because we need it for breathing. Then trees help to bring the rain, which cleans the atmosphere. It is because of the trees that we get the rain, and that rain will clean the atmosphere by removing all the dirt that is there in the atmosphere. In some cars, the catalytic converters are used. Now this catalytic converter, what will they do, children? They will convert the harmful gases into harmless products. That means all the harmful gases that are released from the engine of the vehicles will get converted into harmless product for the environment. So we should use a catalytic converters in the cars. Use of clean fuels can save pollution, right? If we use the clean fuels, children, that can help to clean the atmosphere by not spreading pollution. In some modern industries, electric current is used to check smoke and dust particles. That means there are certain measures that are taken even in the industry so that they are not causing any kind of air pollution. Car engines nowadays are designed to use the lead-free or unleaded petrol. Now, lead-free or unleaded petrol, if we use, what will happen, children? It will not cause any kind of air pollution. Reduce the use of aerosol sprays and try to prevent smoking. Now, aerosol sprays are the sprays, children, that contain CFCs in them. So, they should not be used and smoking should be avoided. So, because both of these will cause air pollution. Walk or cycle wherever it is safe to do so, as walking is free and cycling can help to keep you fit. By walking and cycling, what will we do, children? We are not going to spread the air pollution that will be caused by using some of the other means of transport. Spread this message universally that if people use more and more, they are cycling or they are walking, then our environment is being saved from being polluted. Use a public transport wherever you can do it conveniently. Like if many children from your own area are going to the same school, then in place of taking everyone going to the school by means of their own conveyance, it could be better if they all come together and they can do the carpooling. They can go by a common conveyance, or they can use the public conveyance. So that ways a lot of vehicles will not be going to the same place and a lot of fuel will not be burnt, thus avoiding air pollution. Next is, children, this activity to show that air is needed for burning. Now I'm not going to read this activity, whereas I'm going to show you this activity by the experiment that I have done. I'm going to do an experiment over here and I'm going to demonstrate that oxygen is required for burning. Now, as you can see over here, I have lit a candle, and because there is a lot of oxygen around it, it is getting the support of the oxygen that is present around it, so it is burning. Now, I'm going to take a glass and I'm going to invert over it. See, like this. I will be inverting a glass over it, and see, the moment I inverted it, it automatically got extinguished. Right? Then now what are we going to do? I am going to cover it with a glass. Now see, as I am going to cover it with a glass, children, you are seeing that the flame is still lit. And now slowly it is decreasing in size and it automatically got extinguished. Why? Because as much oxygen was there inside the glass was used up by this. Now in this only I am going to show you one trick which can be played like a magic with your younger brother or sister. Now see, children, again we can apply science and we can show this like a trick. Now when the candle is burning, if you put a glass over it, children, automatically you have seen that the flame starts becoming smaller and smaller in size. Now children, you can light the candle, and when we are going to invert a glass over it, you will see that the flame of the candle will start becoming smaller and smaller. Now you can play like a magic. When it is going smaller, you just say some magic chimes, abracadabra, and you just open it a little more, and again it will shoot up. Again, if you close it, it will start becoming smaller in size, and abracadabra, it goes up. So without touching the flame, actually you are increasing and decreasing the size of the flame. So that can also be played like a magic, but you know the philosophy and the science behind it. That is, as long as it is getting the support of oxygen, the flame is burning, and as the oxygen around the flame is going to finish up, children, the flame is going to get extinguished. So this was your experiment. I hope, children, after seeing the entire video and after listening to me very carefully, you have understood each and everything that I have tried to explain you. Now, if you have really understood the lesson well, don't forget to please subscribe, like, and do share my videos with many of your friends so that they also are being helped by me, that is Mrs. D. Nandan. So, thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.